introduce yourself, please, Tracy?
Hi, everybody. I am Tracy Harwell, and I'm a multipreneur with a few different businesses. My main is My Lifestyle, which is my health and wellness company.
Awesome. And Jean?
Hi, I'm Jean Kuhn. I help small business owners get more clients, make more money, and become a leader in their industry.
Perfect. And I'm Barbara Kane, and I am a business growth trainer. I help you with hands-on training classes like social media, Microsoft, and all kinds of other software programs. We also have one other special guest today. Haley, say hi.
Hi.
This is my 5-year-old. I'm on scratch duty, so if you hear her voice, that's why. So today's topic is industry myths that will surprise you. This doesn't need to be any specific industry that we discuss, but if you have myths within your own industry, I'd love for you to share them with us. I know, Jean, I know you have some because there's some in your book, your franchise book, right?
Right.
You want to go ahead and start? Yeah.
Sure, I'll go ahead and start. I think the biggest myth with people who buy a franchise is they believe that if you build it, they will come. And it doesn't work that way, that you have to still, like any other small business owner, you have to market that business. You have to get out there. You have to pound the pavement, and you have to make it happen for yourself. The franchise does not market for you, regardless of the fact that you pay a marketing fee. Everybody believes because they're paying 1 or 2 or 5% marketing fee that the franchise will market for them, and that does not happen. That marketing fee actually goes to help them market for more franchisees.
Nice. That's good to know.
Yeah. What else you want to know? I've got a lot.
Tell us, what is the biggest myth in your coaching business?
That you don't need a coach.
Oh,
that's the biggest myth.
Nice.
That you don't need a coach, that you can do this yourself. If we were all able to do this ourselves, we would all be very, very rich because we would know exactly what we need to do. So I think it's really important to find somebody to help you get to where they got. I've been an entrepreneur for 31 years now. And I will tell you that I wasted about 20 of those because I didn't have a coach. I didn't have a coach to help me get to where I wanted to be. And it wasn't until I started investing in myself with a coach that I finally got my business to where I want it to be.
Okay, nice. And am I correct when I've heard that even business coaches have their own coaches, correct?
I have a coach.
That's how important coaches are, that even if you're a coach yourself, you typically have your own coach. Awesome.
Absolutely. Right.
How about you, Tracy?
Was that the question? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I would say that Jean's spot on, definitely. And, I like the aspect, and I've been with Jean. I've met Jean before. I think she's brilliant. And it is very, very true. I come from not a franchise, but direct selling. And I think the biggest myth there is you buy a kit and you have a business, much like a franchise. People do not have any idea. And I was that person years ago. And I would say that until I got a coach, I can honestly say that I didn't have direction. I knew I needed to grow, but I had no idea what to do. So I think the biggest myth for me as well in direct selling is that people think a kit is enough, and personal growth is what has to happen. So unless you have someone to guide you down that road, the kit's not going to get it for you. So I'm 110% behind you. Find someone wherever, at whatever level. If you're brand new and maybe you don't think you have the money yet, then get with a group of people that know more than you so that you can level up and really learn the skills that you need to move forward.
And hopefully, I just want to tag onto that, Tracy, hopefully, because I actually come from direct selling also. So hopefully that the people who are getting into direct selling are also, they're hooking up with somebody who's not just handing them off to the company to train them, that they're forming that relationship, and they've themselves worked through it so that they can train those people and not be afraid to put themselves out there with their new downline. That's really important, to have that relationship between your downline and the upline and let them do the training. That was so important for me, number one, and to grow myself, because I had to do it so I could help those underneath me do it. And that's where I really found out that the team under you, the more you give, Zig Ziglar said that the more you help people get what they want, the more you'll get what you want.
True.
Right.
Definitely true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Good points. Thank you. I forgot to give my props over here. Okay, so I'm in an entirely different type of business. For me, I'm in virtual assistants and in business training. So my biggest myth that I've come across with virtual assisting is that people assume that you don't do anything all day. That you just, like especially husbands, spouses, I think are the worst at it. They think you literally just sit at home all day doing nothing. But then a lot of, even clients sometimes are like, well, what do you do? And they never really grasp what you do. And then when they do, they think it's all administrative work. Most virtual assistants do much more than administrative work. And so since I'm out of the virtual assistant ring now and I'm doing my business training, the biggest thing that I found now, the biggest myth is that I truly believe that once you stop learning, you might as well stop breathing. But I hear a lot of people who really think they know everything, and nobody can know everything. Even I don't know everything, and I teach all kinds of things. So one of the biggest myths is that there's nothing more to learn. And I just disagree with that big time because there's always something to learn.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Sorry about that. So, okay. Sorry. So
Can't see that.
I guess I'm not allowed to say sorry, but so those are the biggest myths that I face, and I mean, what do you guys think about those?
I think there's a lot of truth to that because people think, and I have multiple businesses, and when I had just the one, they all thought I had nothing to do all day. Because if I wasn't physically out doing a job, then they thought I was just sitting here watching soap operas. And somehow customers just found me, right? Just by accident. But I think that's a lot of myth, and I think people don't realize the work that it takes. When people use that word, and it's such a buzzword now to be an entrepreneur or to be self-employed, and they really have this, because we show a lifestyle to attract people, that it's nice to have the time freedom. And yes, we are very blessed with time freedom, but we work, and we work hard to get where we are.
Right.
So there's a little bit of a myth between, I have all this time freedom, and the reality of you still have to make the time to make your business grow.
Right.
And you know what, you guys were kind of breaking up, so I don't know if you covered this, but don't you find too that one of the biggest myths is all of your friends think you make a ton of money?
Oh yeah.
That you're totally wealthy because you're self-employed.
Yep.
That's the biggest myth.
Yep. And that your time is much more flexible than theirs, which in some cases it can be. Right. But I've had times where people are like, well, can't you just make time? Like, you don't have any, like, you work for yourself. You could do what you want. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to rearrange appointments that are already there. So that's one of the biggest things, too, that you're completely wealthy and you could do whatever, whenever with your time.
Derek.
It's true.
Awesome. So any other industry myths that you ladies can think of in your current industries or past industries that might help some other people?
Well, I can jump off on this because I know Jean will follow up and give you the gold because I know it's what she's really, really good at. But people, especially in a direct selling, and I always go back to that, buy a kit, think you have a business. It doesn't work that way. It takes a lot of growth. It also takes something called marketing. And hands up, I was very lucky with my first business. It's a very word of mouth business. Never really had to pay for advertising or anything like that. And it sustained for 14 years that way. Now coming into another industry, once you go through the people or your warm market, then they're like, well, now what? Well, if you haven't figured out a budget for what you're bringing in and what you're putting towards marketing your business, there's where the big myth comes, that it's just people are going to drop from the sky. I don't care how popular you are and how much people love you, you're going to have to market. And I know that's something that Jean does really well, so I'm going to let her talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Just sorry, Tracy. I can. You guys are cutting in and out, so I don't know if I'm cutting in and out when you're hearing me, or if Barbara's talking right now. I don't know.
No, you're good.
Okay, sorry. It's kind of garbly what I'm hearing on my end. So Tracy, could you just repeat that last two sentences you said, because, or close to it, so I hear what you said, because there was something I want to.
Okay, I was just saying that it's imperative, and people don't realize that they need to have a marketing plan and a marketing budget. She froze. Did we lose her?
I think.
Oh no, she's frozen.
There
she is. She's moving.
She thought that was funny. Are you there, Jean?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me, Barbara?
Yep.
Okay. The last two sentences Tracy said, she said something pretty important, and about marketing your business. And I think that's a myth too, that people feel that they don't have time to market their business. And she might have touched on this and I just didn't hear it. But that's probably the biggest myth for any small business owner, is they don't have the time to market their business. Because the truth is, if they are not marketing their business consistently, they are not going to have the business that they want. And marketing, to me, marketing your business just means helping more people. How do I help more people?
Right. And that's the same thing, you know, with my business classes. I get people to say, I don't have time for that. And I'm like, if only they understood that the 90 minutes that they're taking each week, they're actually getting hands-on growth in their business. If you don't have time to grow your business 90 minutes a week, I don't know that you're ever going to grow your business.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it's just, and you know what, here's another myth. I actually just talked about this at a networking event that I spoke to this week. And I had gone to this networking event a couple months ago. And like a good networker, I collected a lot of business cards, and I followed up, because most people take those business cards, they take them home, they sit on their desk, and they don't do anything with them. I was following up, and what I noticed was nobody answered their phone when I called. They didn't know who was calling them. They didn't have my number on caller ID, so it was popping up there. But nobody answered their phone, and it prompted me to write a blog called "How is that networking thing working out for you?" So anyway, I was at the same networking event on Wednesday, and we were talking at the end of the group, and I mentioned that I had been there a couple months ago. I started following up with people, and nobody answered their phone. So people are out there networking for business, and
She's frozen again.
Yeah.
Maybe it's, not a great idea to do it via phone if you're, you know what I mean, data-wise, signal-wise, right. Especially with this weather being wonky. You never know.
Are you saying anything, Barbara?
Yeah, you froze. You froze for a moment.
Oh, now we have you on audio.
I froze?
Yeah.
Yeah, let her stay on audio. It's better. We can hear her better.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead, Jean.
Okay, where did I leave off at? Did you hear
that's
any
a good question. Yeah, I did hear. God, what was the last thing you said?
The myth is that if you go out and network and just pass out your business cards, the business will come. And that's not the way networking works. You have to go out there and you have to connect people. So when you follow up with people, or you're following up with people, or they're following up with you, answer your phone. When people call you, answer your phone. Don't let it go to voicemail and think I'll get back to it later. Answer your phone. And I know there's a lot of people out there that say, the phone is the biggest disruption. Well, it's disrupting you getting more business. Yeah, it's not a disruption if you're getting more business.
Right.
So that's my myth. I don't know. Did you hear any of that?
Yes, we did. Thank you.
Okay.
And very good point. Oh, you're back.
Oh, she's back.
Awesome. All right. So we have a few minutes left. Is there anything anyone wants to finish off with?
Yeah. I would love a tip from Jean.
Ooh, yeah. Tip from Jean. Let's hear it.
I would love to know.
I'm sorry. Say that again, Tracy.
with the pile. Now, personally, I actually pay someone to put them into my list. But yeah, these cards stack up really, really fast when you're out networking. And frankly, yeah, my priority can't always be right then and there to input all of this. So I do pay someone to do that for me. How do you handle your list, Jean?
How do I handle my business cards?
Yeah.
I pick up the phone and I call people and I talk to them. So I'm not sure what you mean by that.
I just meant, like, for me, it gets a little, sometimes I'm networking twice a week and I haven't made the physical time to get back with everybody. It's like I kind of put priority piles together and I'll call them.
Okay.
But there's so many sometimes. And personally, I can say as a tip, I don't like people putting me into their list without ever contacting.
Right.
So I don't want to do that to people. So I guess it's a time management question a little bit.
Okay. Well, one thing I use in my business with the business cards is I use a online program called Less Annoying CRM.com.
Okay.
And it's just a database that you can, and when I'm talking to people, as I'm talking to people on the phone and following up with them, I'm entering all of their information, their website, their name, their address. And if I don't have an address on a card, by the way, put your address on your card. I might want to send you something in the mail. I might want to send you a book. I might want to send you just a thank you note, and I can't get hold of you. So I take that information down too. I put their phone number in there, their email address, and I also take notes on what we talked about, because I talk to a lot of people every week and I'm never going to remember who I talked to or who did what. But in my Less Annoying CRM management, if I know someone's a realtor, I can go back and search realtor and it'll bring me up everybody that it's in my database who's a realtor.
Great tip.
That is great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you, ladies, for joining me today. And thank you to everybody who viewed. And please share.
Thank you.
Please share this with your friends so that they can get the valuable information that was shared today. And if anyone else is interested in being on the show, you can contact me, Barbara Caine, CAINE, and I'll get you scheduled for the show. We'll be here every Friday at 10 a.m. Next week's show is on take 20 minutes every day to do this. So we'll get some fun tips, 20 minutes a day, what you can do to move yourself forward.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah. And that's going to be personally and professional tips.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you, ladies. I'm going to kick you all off and then end the recording, and then I'll post the replay. All right.
Have a great day, guys.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Barbara, thanks for having me.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.